Well, here's a new project, look. I normally do steam engines, but as you can see from the drawing. But I bought this lovely guitar from Gear for Music. It's a Hartwood, hollow-bodied, and it's lovely. It's really nice guitar. I'm really pleased with it. What I like about it is it's got a nice fat fingerboard, so my fat sausage fingers can play it. I'm only a beginner, but I find it easier to play. And it's got a lovely tone as well. I like hollow-bodied. Anyway, it's fell apart, look. I've only had it a few months. When did I get it? April, I think, and it's now July. And I was playing it the other day, and it kept going out of tune. So obviously I kept tuning it, and then it went out of it started to go out of tune as I was tuning it. And all of a sudden there was an almighty bang, and that trapeze had ripped out of there. What's happened is, I'll show you, if I can show you from the side. This is actually bent over. It was obviously bent over and curled round, but the tension has pulled it out. It's just unravelled it. Although there is a ridge there, so that must have been a weakness. So I've now got to repair it. I mean, the cheap Chinese, I knew that when I bought it, and in fairness, Gear for Music have been very reasonable, and they've offered to repair it. Let me get this in focus. Focus on my handhead. There you go. They've offered to repair it, but I live in Leicester, they're in York. I've not got the original packaging. It's going to take 2 to 4 weeks, and after all the messing about, it's just not worth it, so I'm going to repair it myself. I'm actually going to order a Bigsby style tremolo and fit that. Should be easy enough. So yeah, but it's an excellent guitar, and Gear for Music have been very good. I've used their customer service before, so I'm not going to slag them off. Or the guitar. The guitar's cheap Chinese. I knew that when I bought it. But let's see if we can improve it. I'm in my workshop, look. It's July the 1st, 2025. Tail end of a heat wave. It's hot in here. Oh, hang on, I've got a temperature gauge here, look. What's this say? Where are we? Oh, 34. 34 in here. Lovely. Right, these are my 2 bits off the guitar. Then I've got to work with. That's as it was, as it is, as it should be. Now, let's focus on my finger. Thumb. That looks like that's peened over. That's not so bad, so let's see if I can show you that better. So I reckon if I can tap that through, we might be getting somewhere. So I need to get that pin out, and this little devil, look at it. Focus. Right, you can see what's happened. You can see the plate is actually starting to bend over. Then this has opened up under the stress, but look at the top of it. There is, or you can't see so well. Is it? I've got to reflect white in it. There you go. You see there's a ridge down there anyway. And I think that might have been there before looking at it. I didn't notice it before, but looking at the way it's formed, it must have been there. And on the inside, I don't know if you can see this at all. I'll be amazed if you can. Let's see. Oh, you might see that. But it looks like it's starting to fracture. So, I was going to see if I could just bend that back under enough to take that pin. But I'm not so sure now. I think my only course of action, my best course of action, is to probably weld a tube, cut that off and weld a tube along there. Weld it in there properly. Perhaps even weld a backing bit on here. And then see if I can heat treat it to get rid of all the stresses, because if I don't, it'll just snap again. So then I think that's what I'm going to do, because I don't think that's going to make, even if I bent that round and welded it to the plate, I don't think it's going to be strong enough at the top. Bit of tube then. Find me a bit of tube, somebody. I think we've got a plan. I've got this pin out. The pin is 3mm. I've measured that and I've got enough room in there, I think, for 7mm. This piece of bar is 9mm, so I'm going to drill 3mm hole down there, turn it down to 7 so that it'll fit in there nicely and have as much meat on it as I can, and then weld it on there, and then I'm going to put a couple of strips on there as well just to support that top, because in case it goes there then it'll be a bit of a mess and it's a complete waste of time because I've already ordered a Bigsby, but never mind. Well, not a proper Bigsby, a fake one, a Chinese one. There, so far so good. There's a hole in it, look. So I've made this piece of tube, I've cut it, turned it down, and I've roughly welded it on there. I've not dressed them up yet, and I've welded it round the top. And fundamentally, basically the fault with this is that this piece of metal is very soft, and they just wrapped it round and it's just unfolded. So I don't quite trust it. Come on, get in focus. Get in focus while I'm talking. Oh, it's annoying. Right, and you can see I've cleaned this at the back here. I have ground off the chrome and then the copper underbelly, as it were, down to the steel. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it on me brazing tile, and I've got 2 more bits of metal to go on there. And I'm going to put them there, one there like that, and one there like that. Like that. And all that is to put some more strength onto this piece here so that it won't bend over or pull off. It's over engineering, I know it is, but I'm playing, I don't care. And it means I can get it done quick. It means I can have the guitar back in service until my other one comes, until my other Bigsby style thing comes. I can't do that. Anyway, I'm going to braze it now. Look at this for a mess. Whoa. I think that's going to do, although it looks a right mess now. I've literally just done it. That is just off red hot. And it'll clean up. But if you're new to my videos, I don't show how to. So if I say I'm going to braze something, I braze it and I'll show you to braze. I'm not going to stand here and set the camera up and show you how to braze. There's plenty of videos on brazing. I mean, blimey, I'll be here all day. And I don't get paid. Here you are then. I'll treat you to a bit of steady camera. So I've nailed it down so it won't move. Anyway, this is the bit. I've painted it. But if I do that, you can see these 2 bits are nicely, well, not nicely, it's a bit rough as a badger's arse, but so what, it's functional. And it's welded over the top, so I'm fairly confident. Oh, look, you can see straight through that hole. The only problem is I've tried to fit it. I've got to clean this up because there is an earth wire coming out the back of the guitar to contact this. But you can see those 2 bird shit welds on there. It's difficult to weld under there anyway. But they're catching on the body of the guitar, so I've got to grind them down so that it'll fit. I've had it together once, but while I'm here, I'll show you this. This trapeze, as I believe they're called, get in focus, that's better. This is die cast, I think, because it's nice and smooth, nicely made and everything. But when I bought the guitar, you change the strings because the cheap Chinese strings are no good. But in the back here, you can see these slots. These were actually worse than this. There was a lot of swarf in there. So the thing's die cast and then chromed, and the swarf was actually chromed. They didn't even bother cleaning it up before they sent it for chroming. So there's like flakes of chrome here sticking out, ready to shred through the strings. So I've cleaned that up a bit. Come on, get in focus there. That's better. Look, you can see the slots. Anyway, that's just a by the by. Whoa, my light just came on. Give me a bit of a shock. Does that make a difference? Yeah. Whoa, look at that. There's a photography trick then for you. Look at that. This is educational, this video. Look, all I'm doing is I've got just a notepad. Just doing that. Anyway, it's fitted, look, and it works. That is a success for what it is. It's lasted until the other one came. The only downside is it won't focus. Come on, focus. The E string snapped. What it will do, because I'm reusing the old strings, all I did was when I put this on, I just unwound the strings enough to get them back under there and then tightened them up again, because I thought, well, I'm not wasting a new set of strings just for a couple of weeks, just for a bit of practice. So I managed with the 5 strings, and it's plenty good enough. You know, it's been a good little exercise. Anyway, got this now, look. Do we still need this light on, chaps? I don't know, but we have anyway, so. Now this looks quite solid. I'm quite pleased with this. Look, there's a bigger pin in there. That's quite a sizable pin. That's about 5 or 6 mil, perhaps more than that. That's nicely done. That's nicely done. This looks nicely done. These pins are a bit skinny. There's only one downside, and that is that this arm, you can't see this and I can't photograph it, but these edges are sharp. What this has done, they've stamped this out on a big metal stamping machine, and they've not bothered to dress it before they've sent it to the chromers. So you've got these sharp edges on it. That's all. That's the only thing that's wrong with it. Oh, and there's the spring that goes in there. I don't know what to do with that. I might just clean it up, or I could drill some holes in it, or I could put some wood on it and make a little fancy handle. I don't know. It depends what it's like in service. But I'm going to go away and do that. And all you've got to do is just do that, and you'll get an update, won't you? Right, I've just gone to fit this, and I've found a couple of issues that I'm going to deal with. This is quite loose, but with the strings on, that'll be under tension. Same there. I've mentioned this sharp edges. I'm going to undo that screw, take that off, and give that a bit of work while I can. But what I've just found is this here, look. That's a bit slop-a-diddly on there. And I'm thinking that could cause some resonance. It's a bit too loose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pin out, take that clip off, draw that pin out and see what's going on there. And perhaps put in a split spring washer in there if I've got one. I might be able to find one. If not, find another solution, because I don't like that. And the other thing is find some screws, because the screws that come with these, let's see if I can show you. These screws, look, they've got a bit of plain shank on them, and that plain shank, even on there, going through there, some of that plain shank is still there, and that is going into the guitar body, which is not very thick. So I'm going to replace those screws with some with thread all the way up. Okay, so I'll do that and show you how I went on. Okay, quick update. Look, dead easy. Got a couple of screws like that, and this here, easier than I thought. This bit here, I was trying all sorts to see how to get that off. I said I was going to take that off, which I did, but I didn't need to, because look, under here, there's an Allen screw. All I did was tighten that up, and she's fine. And this, I tried to get that nut off, and it was very, very tight. And I thought, it's a bit dangerous. It might do some damage and make a worse mess. So I've just cleaned this up as it is, without removing it, and I use this. This is a lovely bit of kit, Proxon, but I mean they're about 125 quid. You get this power pack with it. Look, it's 12 volt. But I was very lucky. I bought this and another similar tool, another Proxon tool. There was 2 of them at a local auction. Would you believe it? House clearance auction. And obviously nobody else knew what they were, and I did. I got them for 25 quid. Virtually brand new, ages ago. But they're ideal for stuff like that. Any one of these, even a cheaper one of these, really handy. I use that quite a lot. even on the metal there, just to take that edge off, just to take them sharp edges off. Right, let's get it on the guitar then. So here it is, done then. But hang on, what's this? We've got 6 strings back on it, but only the old trapeze. What's happened? Has there been a disaster, darling? No, here it is. Still here, but I've decided not to fit it because, hang on, let me explain why. It's not going to sit there. Why have I decided not to fit it? Well, because if you look here, these screws, and if you look at the thickness of the wood here, it's not very thick, and it's raw timber. It's new, it's cheap Chinese. Now, in about 10 years' time, this guitar maybe, put that down there, just get out of the way. In about 10 years' time, this guitar may be superb. It was dried out, the wood will be a bit better if I look after it. I'll be here in 10 years' time. But anyway, I don't think this wood will take the pressure, because the way the strings wrap around that, it's going to be pulling, trying, you know what I mean? When you thread the strings around this, it will be trying to pull these screws out of the guitar. And I don't think this wood will take it, being cheap Chinese. I think the answer for me is to learn to play this guitar, and if I feel it's justified, go out and buy a Gresh is the answer, instead of prattling around with these ones. But this is lovely as it is, so I shan't be bothered. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video. I don't know if I'll do any more music videos, because this is like a, I don't know, I've never even thought about it. But anyway, thanks for watching.